Howdy folks, welcome back to Metroid Zero Mission. So, okay then. So, now that we've defeated Ridley, we now have access to this area, which we find a broken Teresa statue. Damn it! But, we also have to come this way, though, because we don't have another way out, like, out into Norfair to get out of Ridley completely, so... To get out of here, we're gonna have to come down here and run super duper fast. Make sure you're spamming that fire button because, well, I don't know. It should be habit by this point, okay? Anyway, we came all the way up here into this area we've not seen in Norfair. Ooh, missiles. And a ton of these flying turtle scarab things. But, oh yeah. We get one of the best power-ups in Metroid, the screw attack. We can now destroy almost fucking anything, honestly. The screw attack is incredibly powerful. It destroys enemies by jumping into them, by somersault jumping into them, spin jumping if you will, and it destroys those turtle things. It destroys most enemies you can just shoot. It's pretty friggin' fantastic. It destroys so much. And it breaks certain blocks, and, well, that's just going to be kind of important. But we can use the super missile on this door in order to go and get some more power-ups. Unfortunately, this part is pretty much just us getting some last-minute power-ups, some final items, before we finish the game. We're actually winding down to the end, guys. Just hang in there. But, there are, what, let's see, how many missiles do I have? 150. There are 2 more missile tanks I'm going to be getting. And, I think 3 super missile tanks. All of these admittedly, they take more time than what I wish they would. Considering we're talking about, what, I think 5 power-ups total. I've mentioned this already, but I've gotten all the energy tanks I'm getting for this playthrough, so yeah. But anywho, this super missile upgrade right here, I don't think I do it the way that they intend for you to, but not that that matters, I get it. It's actually a lot harder to do that than what I made it look. See, the thing is, the bombs, if you set them off in the acid, they won't bounce you up, so you gotta set the bombs off at the right height and jump out of the acid at the right time. That's probably the most difficult bomb jumping thing that I do in this game. And it takes a bit of practice, but it's not that terrible. It's not that terrible, and it lets you get another super missile tank, which more super missiles is always a good thing. And now we gotta backtrack out, because that's just part of Metroid, folks. Boy. Again, the backtracking's not a problem when I play games. It doesn't bug me when I'm playing. It's when I talk over it that it becomes difficult, because what is there to say, really? Anyway, we actually saw this area that I'm going to right now. At the start of a couple parts ago, I mentioned we'd be coming back to this particular pool of acid. And indeed, we're back. If you don't know what you're doing right here, then, well, there's a good chance you'll die trying to figure out. Because our health is constantly draining away at a pretty steady rate. Like, I'm already down 3 energy tanks. But there is a missile expansion over here that I can get now. I'm more confident getting it now that I have so much more health. But it's a little tricky to get. As soon as you set the bomb off in that little corridor, you have to make sure that you're aiming up and that you fire a missile pretty much immediately upward to destroy the missile block that is blocking the missile expansion. And so it can be a little tricky, not to mention, keep in mind, Samus does not move anywhere near as well as she does out of the acid. Because, well, she just can't handle water and liquids all that well, admittedly. But anywho, we have, oh, damn it. We have one more missile tank, or missile expansion to get, and then, I think 2 more super missiles? I forget how many we've grabbed now. I want to say it's 2 more super missiles, but yeah. Getting these 5 power-ups basically consists of you going in a pretty big circle from the moment you get out of Ridley. So do you guys remember 2 parts ago that, I guess, boss that we fought where we had to jump off of that flying turtle with the wings and we had to shoot missiles at the vine things holding up this this cocoon scarab thing that was hanging from the ceiling in order to break a way open for us to get to Ridley? You guys remember that? It was right around here somewhere. Well, I didn't show it off, but in Ridley, you can actually find out that the cocoon thing somehow moved, because it's not blocking this little area anymore. It's actually right there, and as you can see, whatever was in it is no longer there. Ooh, and there are eggs everywhere. At least I think they're eggs. Oh shit, giant hornet thing! So, evidently that cocoon thing and those beetle things turn into this. This is actually a completely optional boss. You don't have to do this at all. I don't know how many of those there actually are in this game, like optional bosses. I don't think there are that many. But basically, you have to shoot missiles into the red part of its butt where its stinger is at, and it's actually not that hard if you can manage to unload a bunch of super missiles into it. I will say, I think it's actually more challenging than Ridley. But anywho, after you blow off its ass, then it flies into where all those eggs and sacks and shit were, and you get another super missile expansion. Huzzah. Whoa, that was weird. Anyway, we need to use a missile to break open this block below us, and we are actually back in Ridley if you did not pay attention before as we were coming down where the cocoon thing was. We're back in oh, damn it. That is something I hate about the screw attack, is that a lot of the blocks and platforms that you'd normally jump on and use as platforms, they don't work anymore because, well, the screw attack destroys them. This isn't such a big deal because the game's designed around this concept, I guess, but it does make things a little longer than what I wish they were. Now that we have the screw attack, though, we can get back into Norfair to where we can get out a lot easier. Though there is still one super missile expansion and a missile expansion that we need to get. And then, folks, I promise, we're never coming back into Norfair again. Never again. As I said earlier, we're winding down. Metroid Zero Mission's winding down to the end. Which is fantastic, because honestly, I'm really just spinning my gears here. I got nothing really to say. I know that's terrible, but seriously, these item collection parts are the ones that I dread the most for this game, because, well, what is there for me to say? Anywho, as I said, there is still a missile and super missile expansion that we need to get, but it's in the floor below us, like the level below us. I believe I mentioned it, I think the first time we were able to get down there. There's a green door in one of the hallways, and now that we have super missiles, we can actually go in there. And sure enough, our missile and super missile expansion are actually in there. So the screw attack makes this a hell of a lot easier than you'd think. Yeah, sure, you might take some damage going through here, but who cares, man? We have almost 1,000 health. Anyway, for this super missile, you gotta set the bomb off and then very quickly get up, run, and jump over to reach the super missile tank. If you touch the ground that you just saw, that is below the bombing platform that is destroying itself as soon as you set off the bomb, then, well, you're not going to be able to get it. And our missile tank is right there. Huzzah! One right after another. And, folks, with that, I believe we're pretty much done with item collection. We're pretty much set to just make our way to the end of the game. So, We need to get out of Norfair once and for all. We're never coming back to this fucking place. Thank God. Thank God. I checked to see if there is a screw attack shortcut for that area, like to get up a floor, but no, I was mistaken. We gotta do this the longer way. Oh well, can't win them all. Anywho, in the previous part, after we defeated Ridley, you folks may remember that it showed a blockage statue thing that we actually haven't seen since part 1. Well, I guess technically we saw it after we beat Kraid as well, but we haven't seen in quite a while, and we haven't seen where it's at since part 1. And we saw that both sets of eyes on that statue corridor thing were lit up. And yes, I turned the game off and took a break at this point. Anyway, we saw that the eyes were lit up and whatnot, and so we have to make our way back through Brinstar in order to get to that particular hallway again. So we're going back through Brinstar. Luckily, this takes no time in comparison to what Norfair just did. And this is actually going to be the last time we're in Brinstar, folks. Yeah, this is going to be the last time we hear the Brinstar theme, I believe. I'm pretty sure we're not going to hear this song again. I mean, after all, we're almost at the very end of the game. Why would we? But yeah, it's Brinstar. There's nothing new for me to say at all here. We're literally trying to get back where that hallway is as quickly as possible. Fortunately, we're almost there. Yeah, we haven't been up here in quite a long time. It's actually been a little while since I started this LP. I'm kind of glad it's getting towards the end. But anywho, we blow open this door and... ho-ho! The statue's open. We can get through here. And folks, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that was redundant. Stay tuned for Part 8, the final part. I'll see you then.